Okay, I'm gonna be getting right into it for you guys today. This lobby, I believe, is around Masters, low Grandmaster. So that's where we're at right now. And like I recommend in any of my other videos, just mute all. That's the biggest thing. And this game, I just kind of want to understand how you guys would play it out. I already know what's going to happen, so I don't want to give too many spoilers for you. But my question for you guys would be, towards late game, would you stick with the comp you've been playing the whole game? Or do you guys feel confident in pivoting to a whole new board? That's my question to you. You know, would you guys, if you've been railroading with one comp the whole entire game into late game and vast majority of your golden assets are already tied into upgraded units out on the board, are you guys going to liquidate that board and try to pivot into something stronger even if you're winning? Or are you just going to coast it out and just keep playing how you've been playing? And one thing I realized, guys, is I've been playing a lot of Dragon King this set in terms of just going fast 9 and just putting all legendaries out on the board. But recently, I have been having a whole lot more success with just going 3 combat augments. I've just been playing Poro. Like, I think I was 0 LP Masters. Now I'm approaching 200 LP just because I've been taking 3 combat augments this game, or this set. And I think it's due to, I just think the Poro combat augments are just better. I really do. So we're just going to be following some standard leveling here. We're on 2.5, we're going to be leveling up as well. Putting the items on Darius whenever we can, because if he gets a dunk reset in stage 2, it's incredibly huge. One of the bigger decisions I'd have to say with a Noxus opener is deciding if you're rolling on 6 and how much you're going to roll on 6, right? Because level 6, you have a 30% chance for 3 costs, right? But each Darius is 3 gold. So let's say on your first roll, you hit, which is very unlikely. It's going to be 6 gold, 7, 8, because of the roll. That's 8 gold. Just rolling on 6, and let's say hypothetically you rolled too deep, you could just nuke your econ for the whole game, which might not even be the best thing. You know, you're really coin flipping and like praying to be able to hit what you need to hit. One thing to note here is I did slam Infinity Edge in the early game. I don't know if that's the best decision to make, because we do know Darius needs healing. He's going to need a Bloodthirster. And at this point, I am not even, to be honest with you guys, fully committed to Noxus. I'm playing it right now because we're streaking with it, and we have a whole lot built into it. But I am not dead set on playing this comp yet. We don't have a whole lot of upgrades. We have just a Samira. So we streaked all of stage 2. This is what you want to do with Noxus. I know recently they reworked Noxus. I don't know what they did with the patch notes because I don't read them. I just like to experience the game. So if somebody does know what they did with Noxus, I know it used to be able to like conquer and get like 70%. I think they like changed it to 35 or something like that. I don't know all the numbers exactly for like the scaling for per win right now, but I know they did rework Noxus recently. And here's a big decision, guys. So if you look off to the right, we're going to see Macho. He's 100 streaking right now. I'm 100 streaking. We're coming into 3-2 is usually the level that everybody pushes the 6 anyways. So we're just making a conscientious decision to power level here to be able to keep our streak going. Because right now that 5 streak is basically 30 gold of interest that we're just getting. And we're not trying to give that up, right? We want to keep pushing that, deny that guy's lead if we can as well. Now, I know recently they changed up some things, and I believe it's Samira and like Cassiopeia and Kled are like now like the new rerolls. I've seen a lot of people going Samira reroll, but I don't know, guys. In my opinion, it's still not better than Darius, but you know, if you like playing reroll comps, it's something new to try. I don't know. I'm a big proponent of pushing levels and keeping your econ high, because it doesn't feel very good when you're stuck on a low level with no gold and you're not hitting your reroll, and then your whole day gets ruined. Now, one thing to say, since on 3-1 we pushed up to 6, I don't believe there's a world here on 3-5 where we push to 7. Especially because I think we're just the strongest person in the lobby right now. I don't know if we will or won't, but if we don't push the 3-5 here, for level 7 on 4-1, we'd be pushing up to 7. In this case, we're looking to kill the bow on the Kaisa, right? So we're looking to make this Titans for Darius. One thing you guys are going to note is you really do, even though I'm win streaking here, you can just take a, you know, Craig Glove or whatever, because it's always a good item. You guys are not going to see me roll really for too much, except for like what the game gives me. I wanted to be able to get out the 6 Noxus here, but you guys, even though the game isn't giving me a whole lot, you're not going to see me like fishing for a whole lot here. I'm not going to be rolling super deep to get any more upgrades. Hitting the Darius 2 is all we needed to do. So a big boy decision now here to make. So we're 50 gold, level 7. Are we going to chill here now and just keep rolling our gold until we hit 3-star Darius and 3-star Katarina? You know, the rest of our board's pretty much upgraded. We don't have to hit any of those other units. Here's the whole thing. I don't ever think I'm going to be able to find Katarina items or be able to conjure these up, so I'm just going to kill, I believe, and make a Thieves' Gloves here. And at this point, I already kind of made the conscientious decision, right? So I don't know if you guys noticed that I have the Z2. I'm just going to pump to level 8, and I'm praying that along the way I start getting natural shops of 35%, so I'll pick up some free Katarinas or free Dariuses. If I don't find it, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to, because I've played enough games to know the sour feelings of the game. Nothing feels worse than chilling here on 7, the whole game rolling, trying to hit Darius Katarina. You never hit, then somebody's going like this Fairlord Aphelios or Fairlord Zeri. They hit a Zeri 2 and they just start deleting your units, and you're still stuck 7. When I believe in all reality here, you should push level 8. You should be able to get Zed in, right? Because Zed gives you then Slayer and Rogue, which is 2 huge power spikes. And we're just going to slowly start pivoting our board. That's the important thing. A lot of people ask me, how do you pivot from one comp to another? Well, I think one of the first, important things to state is don't overinvest into the shit comp anyways. There's no point in me really to be holding on to these Kleds or Cassiopeias if they break gold interest or anything like that. It also helps that I am 100 streaking this whole game though. So, but the big determination is, are we going to be staying Noxus the whole game? Are we going for the Darius 3, Katarina 3? Or are we gonna go for legendary units? You know, I found myself when I started playing the game, it's hard to take that, you know, that step back and make that decision while you're in the game. But hindsight's 2020, you know, when you realize that you have all this gold and all this interest, are you actually making the proper decision here? You know, be able to roll for Darius, you know, because a big proponent is, look at my second augment. It's a Noxus augment that allows everything to execute. So you're really, if you do decide to pivot into full legendaries here, you're really just putting yourself at like a huge disadvantage. So you're missing out on the executing from the Noxus that you've already stacked. But the good part about here, guys, is with everybody all-inning, right? If we start losing, we have 100 HP to lose, and if we start lose streaking the whole way, then we're going to be doing really well for ourselves. I do usually, I don't know if I have any long-time viewers, but your boy usually does rock just the river sprite. But today I saw in like the chibis they got the evil river sprite. So I'm repping him. I've been liking him a whole lot lately. The big thing is understanding what units you're going to be selling for what and pivoting out of, right? So we know this Warwick's probably going to become Aatrox. It really depends on what the game gives you, right? Like, you guys don't have to, if you have the resources, like I do this game, don't full sell your whole board and try to make a pivot in like one turn, unless you absolutely have to. Take the time. And you guys are going to say this is a snowbally game or yada yada yada. Well, you know, you guys have games like this. You guys have games where you're stomping, doing incredibly well in the world, you have all the resources in the world, and then, you know, you choose to just stay and roll for Darius and Katarina when you know they're not going to go the distance, or you don't know how to fully pivot into a full legendary board, how to transition items, what to roll for, when to roll for. You know, a big decision I've had to think of this set is, when I go 9, do I even want to put Heimerdinger out on my board? And I think a lot of that comes from me playing a ton of Aurelion Sol and going fast 9 every game. I don't even think it's worth to go Heimerdinger. Because what? He's a 5 gold unit. Each of his turret upgrades is 6 gold, so that's 18 gold. And if you want him 2-star, it's another 10 gold investment. That's like a whole 50 stack of gold right there, man. I honestly think if you go fast 9, it's not even worth it to put Heimerdinger out on the board. And then on top of it, if you don't micromanage them and take them off your board when you roll down, the turret upgrades just keep popping up. Especially if it's the shit ones. Like, who wants Goldmancer? So we're gonna hit for 15. Those are some big boy hits. And at this point I was like, okay, am I just gonna be rolling for Darius 3 and Scion 3 and Cat 3? I haven't even now made the full decision, because it's a lot giving up a gold augment. So I had to make the decision. I'm like, okay, so what am I keeping on my board? I know I'm not keeping Samira because I don't care about challengers, because there's no tier 5 unit with that, right? But what do we have? We have Swain. So we have Swain for Sorks. And what is it? Ari, right? We're going to want to transition all the Darius items over from Darius to Belvac. But what else are we keeping? We're keeping Kled out on the board because he has Slayer for Aatrox. And then I can't remember who's the last Noxus unit I keep out on the board. Oh, Scion. So yeah, And see how we're taking our time to slowly pivot? We're also getting gold interest in between each one of these combats. So yeah, it's going to be Kled, Swain, and Scion that we keep. Because they're still able to get that execute off from our tier 2 augment, because they're fully stacked, I believe. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I think in most cases, it's actually just better to buy whatever 3 turret upgrades you get first. I think if you're in my case, you have a lot of gold you can min-max here. But I shouldn't even be holding on to these Cassantes. We already know what our max board is in our head, right? So there's no point in even holding on to it. But I really don't think I beat these guys if I just keep Darius out on the board. And I wonder if the correct decision is the Thieves' Gloves Heimerdinger turret here, or Ari. Because I feel like Thieves' Gloves' Heimerdinger turret affects 2 units being his cannon. I don't know what's actually the best decision.